Hey everybody, so my name's Chris Conley, and my wife and I run a charity called PIFster, the Pay It Forward charity. And today I'm going to do kind of a two-parter, um, each part tangentially related to the other for a specific purpose, really. First of all, I wanted to give a shout out to our charity. So if anyone's interested, they'll know a little bit more about it. But also, the reason that I'm making these videos is because we had a little bit of a tragedy and I had to rewrite our entire app using AI. So I'm just going to discuss that a little bit. The first one will kind of show what we did with the site, and the second one will show how I rebuilt it and how you might be able to rebuild or build something yourself if you're interested. So, our charity again is PIFster, stands for Pay It Forward, the Pay It Forward charity, and the idea is that users can suggest and vote on causes that are important to them. So I'm just going to kind of step through a few of the screens and show the complexity of it so you understand what it is I built. Not being a professional coder, so it was not trivial. This is my development. So these are not actually the charities that are live now. Just so you know, if you were to go to pifster.org, you could see what's actually being promoted this month. But for purposes of development and for purposes of this video, these are some samples. Our app allows users to suggest charities, and because we wanted to know how popular a given charity is, I wanted this to have some sort of look ahead search capability. So as you start to type, it'll start to find charities that match that name. And the reason that's important is if you select it, it will first of all pre-fill some information from prior entries, and also on the back end, it will tabulate how many times that charity's been suggested. And because it standardizes the names, it makes it easier to know that people haven't misspelled, that you don't have to manually do the math. So that's one thing. Then we obviously needed to be able to collect donations and tabulate votes. So if somebody comes along and sees a charity they want to support and they hit donate, this is a donation modal. This is actually a customized headless checkout for a e-commerce plugin called Fluent Cart. Fluent Cart is a powerful, really great piece of software. In fact, I might do a video on that, but it is set up to kind of do traditional checkout for either physical or digital products. Our needs were different, so I've created what is called a headless checkout. I basically bypassed their cart system completely and built a completely customized order capture system, which then feeds into their plugin and captures it for purposes of reporting and whatnot. So with this custom modal, again, this is something that I built with the use of AI. You can use this slider and determine how much you want to donate to a given charity. You can pay the transaction fee. This transaction fee was not something that the system provided automatically. So I, again, wrote this. Myself and the AI agent wrote this. You can make the donation. It will, this then shows the plugin's checkout form, but so it shows you're making a direct donation to this charity. Again, this is in testing, so this is Stripe's custom, test card thing. So if you type in the test card number, it'll complete the checkout. I won't go through the whole thing, but so this was all something that I built, and then of course voting is a thing. So if you decide you want to vote for a charity, in order to vote on our app, you need to have made a donation. So had I just completed what I had done, this vote would go straight through. But because I didn't, it pops up again and says, would you like to make a one-time donation to this, or would you like to become a monthly or an annual donor? Again, with the option to pay the transaction fee. So, and then we've got a leaderboard over here where it shows the most recent donations, the total that's come in. Again, this is just in development. This is not live totals. And the other thing we did is a gamification element where you can refer people. And if people sign in with your link, I wonder if I can show that. If they sign in with your link, then you get recognized as the, I guess, recruiter or referrer of that person, and you will start to climb up that leaderboard that is displaying here, PIFster of the month, and the team that's currently in first place gets double votes. So it's meant to incentivize referring people to our charity and to reward that. So it's not a trivial app. And then in addition, our past winners, all the past charities are available here. You can learn more about them. You can watch a video showing what they use the money for that we donated, and because they're now in the system, users can always donate directly to that charity. You're supporting Voices of Our City. That donation will always go to the charity, whether or not they're in the voting competition in a given month or not. These direct donations always go to the charity they were designated for. So anyhow, that is the complexity of the app. And the reason that I had to redo it, I'm not sure I mentioned, is that our developer, who we hired early on in India, got appendicitis and it became critical. And unfortunately, he tragically passed away. And that left us in a very bad spot where we were faced with either walking away from our charity and our kind of dream to grow it into something bigger and more useful, more impactful, or figure out a way to move forward. So I had to learn how to code with AI out of necessity. So that's pretty much, I guess, the point of this video. And the second one, I will kind of walk through how and what tools I use to code. So if this is of interest to you, then I guess subscribe or do whatever, and then look for part 2 of this little series. And of course, if you are interested in our charity, go to PIFster.org, O-R-G, and make a little donation and become part of the team. We would very much appreciate it. So, okay, that's it. I will come back with part 2 here.